topic is destructor. Destructor. Okay, so destructor also a special method gets executed automatically when an object exit from the scope. When an object exit from the scope, destructor function is automatically executed, and it is opposite to constructor. This is important one mark. Destructor is the opposite to constructor. Del method is used as constructor. Okay, so del method is used as destructor. Okay, one function given, so program given. Class sample. So what is the name of the class? Sample. Num equal to 0. What is num here? Num is a global variable. Def init. So what is this statement? This statement is a constructor is used to initialize all the variables which are used in the class. Okay. So sample.num plus same program. Sample oda value one increment பண்ணிருக்காங்க, variable assign பண்ணிருக்காங்க, ரெண்டையும் print பண்ணிருக்காங்க. ப்ரோக்ராம் முடிஞ்ச உடனே அது என்ன பண்ணியிருக்கணும், அந்த நம்மகிட்ட வந்து டீஸ்ட்ரக்டர் பண்ணிடணும். அப்போ தான் நம்மளுக்கு வந்து அந்த பிளேசஸ் வந்து மெமரிக்கு ரிட்டர்ன் ஆகும் இல்லையா. ஸோ அப்போ தான் வந்து தட் மெயின் மெமரி கேன் யூஸ் த பிளேஸ், கேன் யூஸ் த மெமரி, ரிட்டர்ன் மெமரி ஃபார் another one program. ஸோ ஃபார் தட் we must clear all the spaces taken by the class அப்படின்னு நம்ம படிச்சிருக்கோம் இல்லையா. ஸோ அப்போ del self, then sample.num equal to -1, sample.num equal to -1, then print object self. Okay, then அப்போ கால் பண்ணியிருக்காங்க. ஸோ ஃபஸ்ட்டு வந்து S1 அப்படிங்கிற ஆப்ஜெக்ட் க்ரியேட் ஆகும், அப்புறம் S2, அப்புறம் S3. ஸோ அப்போ S1 க்ரியேட் ஆகும்போது 15 எடுத்துகிட்டு போகும். ஸோ அந்த ஆப்ஜெக்ட் முடிஞ்ச உடனே இந்த செகண்ட் ஸ்டேட்மெண்ட்டுக்கு S2 க்ரியேட் ஆகிரும் இல்லையா. அப்போ என்ன ஆகும், நம்மளுக்கு இந்த டெல் ஃபங்க்ஷன் வந்து எக்ஸிக்யூட் ஆகும். எக்ஸிக்யூட் ஆகி அந்த மெமரிஸ், இட் ரிட்டர்ன் த மெமரிஸ் விச் ஆர் டேக்கன் பை த வேரியபிள்ஸ். அந்த ஒர்க்கை வந்து என்ன செய்யும், இந்த ஃபங்க்ஷன் வந்து பண்ணும். ஸோ அப்போ S1 இது அப்போ ஹவு மெனி டைம்ஸ் த ஃபங்க்ஷன் டெல் executed அப்படின்னா 3 times in this program it executed in 3 times. So for S1 object first it executed, for S2, then for S3. So likewise 3 times the del function called and executed. Okay, then the next one is public and private data member. Already we very well know what is public variable and what is private variable. Public variable in the sense we can use those variables entire program. We can use those variables entire program. What is private? We can use those variables only inside the function where the variable is defined. Okay, so only we can use those variables where it is defined, in which function it is defined. So that function only we can use those variables. So that variables is called as a private variable and global variable. Okay, so in Python how we insist the given one is a private variable and the given one is a public variable using a prefixed double underscore. This is also important one word. Using a prefix double underscore private. Okay, these variables can be accessed only within the class, but the default one is public. But you use double underscore before the variable means the given one is a private variable. So no double underscore means that variable is a global variable. You can use anywhere in our program. Okay, one example given, class sample def init. So this is a constructor. So constructor, 2 variables are initialized. The next one is def display self argument. So 2 variables values are printed on the screen. No, so S is a object. Sample of 12, 14. So these 2 values are passed to the called function. Okay, so now the value of n1 is 12, n2 is 14. So n1 is 12 and n2 is 14. Okay, then the next statement is s.display. So using the function display, the values of n1 and n2 are printed on the screen. Okay, n1 and n2. So this statement outside of the function, outside of the class definition, value 1 equal to s dot 1, value 1 equal to s dot 1, and value 2 equal to s double underscore n2. So now n2 is the local variable, n2 is the local variable, and n1 is the global variable. So global variable, simply the variable name mentioned, but the variable n2 they are using a double underscore, this is a way of defining private variable. So private variable, how we define? Using a double underscore we define a local variable. So in output statement also you must use a double underscore to intimate the private variable. Public variable means no underscore, but private variable means you must use a double underscore to mention that. Okay, so what is the value passed from here to there? 12, 14. So the n1 value is 12 and the n2 value is 14. Okay, 12 and 14, that value printed. Value 1 equal to 12. Value 1 equal to 12. Then this is outside of the class. Outside of the class. So n1 is a global variable. So outside the class, n1 value is printed on the screen because n1 is a global variable. But see, outside the class they are calling the local variable n2. But n2 is a local variable. Within the function only you can use those variables. Outside the class you cannot use those variables. So interpreter returns a error. Check this statement. A sample object has no attribute n2, but n2 is used on that function. But why this type of error means n2 is a local variable, so we cannot use the local variable outside the class. Then check the next one program. Sample program to illustrate classes and objects. Okay, so this program is a very important program. To find the area and circumference of a circle. Write a program to calculate area and circumference of a circle. So this program is a very important program. What is the equation for finding the area? Pi r square, right? Pi r square, and circumference is 2 pi r. Okay, that is the equation. So here class circle, name of the class is circle. Pi value is defined outside, globally defined 3.14. Then this is a constructor. So constructor self dot radius, radius value. Then the area, what is the equation of area is pi r square, pi r square. Okay, then circumference is 2 pi r, 2 pi r. Okay, so pi value is defined here. So how we call that variable means using the name of the class circle dot pi, because inside the circle class that value defined. So circle dot pi. Okay, into self dot radius, because the local variable that radius variable defined. So self dot radius. Okay, then r equal to int of input. These are all the outside the class. Outside the class, r equal to input enter a radius. So that radius value is copied into the variable r. So that value is passed from calling area to called area. Then the two calculations will be carried out and the result is stored in the proper place and it displays on the screen. So the radius value, area. So what is the area value? Pi r square and 2 pi r, 2 pi r. So calculate the value and find the answer. Check your answers. எவ்வளோ முடியுதோ நீங்கள் எழுதி முடிச்சு அது மாதிரி எப்படி இன்னைக்கு கூட இந்த நாளைக்கு